Wamba, fire on that old internet there.
Okay, farmer.
Well, Wamba, all good?
All good. You know what I was doing all week? I was thinking about what are we going to chat with Shane Phelan about?
Oh, Wamba, some bad news there.
What's that?
No, Shane Phelan can't make it.
That's a pity. I've kind of had a few things.
No, he's getting his tonsils out. Yeah.
Serious, I don't really laugh, but of all the random things.
Yeah, he's getting his tonsils out, unfortunately, so he can't make it. But I wasn't touching when he did say him and Nicky Bourne are going to join us next week.
He's the Westlife one that married. Was it a T-shirt, right?
Bertie Hearns.
Bertie Hearns, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he might have a few interesting.
Could have a few tales to tell next week. Hey? Be interesting to have both of them there. Like.
Yeah.
Disappointing, but that's the way it goes.
There's always next week.
That's the way it goes. Hey? That's the way it goes.
But never mind about that. There, hey. Remember that Michael Fitzmichaels song? Nobody cuts tough better.
I sure played in the first episode.
Played in the first episode, aye. Well, we were on about how great that song was, but there was actually a B-side to that cassette.
Yes.
There was.
Yes.
Never realised, nearly overlooked it. But what was it? It was like you're really angry in it, and you sounded a wee bit under the influence, of something, or I don't know what, but it was like Tough Spade or something.
The Turf Spade.
Tough Spade, aye.
Yeah, sure, we'll fire it on here now.
Oh, yeah, go on ahead.
If you like to cut turf, I'll tell you I'm your man. You turn some, burn some, it's all the same to me. The pleasure is to cut, makes no difference how you cut. I don't need machines, the only thing I need is the turf spade, the turf spade. Cutting on the high bank, dancing with the devil, another row, it's all a game to me. Seven to 11, the midgie's eating you. Stomach is in bits, boggle for a shit, the turf spade, the turf spade. I know that you burn wood, briquettes are for fools, but that's why I like turf, baby, they're gonna burn forever. If you're hooking with a poker. 10 bags for your auntie, I don't do no freebies. $5 a bag, cash in hand again. Dry them in your byre, fuck them on the fire. I don't need machines, the only thing I need is the turf spade, the turf spade, ooh.
It's hard to believe that was hiding on the other side of the tape.
There you go, another example, things can be easily overlooked, and forgotten about.
No, absolutely. Yeah. But he was actually big mates with Lemmy Kilmeister.
Was that what do you call him, Hawkwind?
Hawkwind, yeah.
Hawkwind,
it was his first break. But no, he taught him how to play bass too.
Who taught who?
Fitzmichael, obviously.
Oh, okay.
But no, they were big buds. But you can hear, like they always say that it was Lemmy that invented speed metal. I think it was Fitzmichael.
You think once again not getting the full credit for not getting any credit.
Exactly it. But come here, look, there's a vault just sitting there.
Aye. But like on a different subject altogether.
Yes.
know the way they say men don't really multitask or aren't really good at multitasking.
Yes.
Right? Now, I actually think there's no such thing. It's actually not finishing jobs. But.
Right, the female of the species is going to disagree with us now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're fully entitled to disagree. But
I believe we can't multitask, to be honest.
well, maybe we can't. I don't know.
Well, go on ahead. Go on ahead.
Forward, but all I can say is 2 weeks ago I was going out to like a birthday party for like a 6-year-old kid. Friends, family, children going to their kids' party. Okay, now Aisling, my wife, had it all set up. The car was in the front of the car.
Yes.
All I had to do was get the kids in the car, into the car. Aisling wasn't going with us, right?
Yes.
Slip the birthday money into the car, you know.
Oh yeah.
Finn, all he had to do was write to the kid's name from Finn. Okay, That's right. Everybody in the car, got the card. Finn, signature there. Go and do that then. Got the money. Bang. Envelope closed. Boom. Got to the house. Gave them the card. Half an hour later, the 6-year-old runs up to me. Goes, Decky, I'm not your dad. What are you talking about? So I didn't realise there was 2 cards in the front of the car. What if there was like my happy birthday dad? That by the way, was never given to me. But it was sitting in the front of the car, so I didn't even look at the card.
But which one had more money on it?
Well, of course mine had bugger fuck all. And it's like, not a fucking bit.
But I think generally that there's the way it is. I think 6-year-olds have more money than us now. Because I know where money. Like, basically, he goes to his grandfather's and he comes out with more money than I've got in my bank account.
I would like to have my confirmation again.
Yes, that would be.
You come out of your confirmation with a small fortune that can put away for a deposit for the house.
Yeah, a lending house, maybe.
Well, by the time you fucking inflation and all goes.
Oh, well, you got to get in the ladder at some stage. Yeah, but
But then the week, so then yesterday, same family again go out. They've got a child 1 year older.
Yes.
Right. Same crack, card, bang. Go out, and what did I do this time? Forgot to put the flipping money in the card altogether, and I didn't even realise. I wrote happy 6th birthday, scribbled it out and wrote happy 7th birthday. So I got that wrong too.
Holy God, all the way.
So I can't multitask when it comes to that aspect of life.
Yeah, but high birthday parties, we've a few coming up too. The couple, his birthday next week, So yeah, fun week ahead. Well, what have you been at this week anyway? Tell me.
What the fuck have I been at this week? Our Australian correspondent has been in touch.
Yes.
Mr. Liam Glass, otherwise known as Bill.
Bill, right.
And he brings up that very subject about nicknames.
Oh yes.
Well, I thought at first he's been a bit cheeky, asking, tell everybody where you got your nickname. I got my nickname. And a couple of nicknames of mine, that brings back traumatic kind of memories.
I discussed this in stand up. We done Dumbarine stand up, and I went through the story which you me as well. Well, mine was wee cub coming out of Drumlish, the only lad in the class. There's only 4 other girls in the class coming in the big bus in Doma through the big gates at the Brothers into this big school with 1,200 pupils and wee farmer mommy left me at the gate anyway, and I went down towards my class anyway. So that there was grand. We're all set up into our class. I was in 8D and over to meet the foreign teacher for the first time. That there was grand anyway. So it was going round. You had to say your name, and I goes, Sean McGrath from Drumlish. So it was alright anyway. Came to break time, and one of the boys goes, God, hey, doesn't he sound awful agriculture? Like he sounds like a farmer. And lo and behold, hey, first day of first year I was christened that, but do you know what? I come back to it now, in fairness. Like you know me, I love that nickname. If somebody says Sean McGrade, like, you know, I would go, who the hell's that there? But
Yeah.
do you know what? It's like nearly like you know, it's like a badge of honour now, because do you know the man that gave me that nickname? Like, he's one of the best comedians in the
okay.
North. Keysy, like.
Yes, very good.
Connor Keys, like, so I mean, like,
So it's a mark of honour.
aye,
Right.
exactly, and like he actually mentioned the podcast one time as well, his podcast, you know. But aye.
So you were like the country coming into the townies.
Basically, I don't
Culchie.
think they ever heard an accent like
Yeah.
this before.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, come here, look. I'm looking across at the man that has a nickname as well, like, so you may as well.
Well, everyone knows me wrong, but like, you know, but put it this way, like, and that's, like, it's weird how people pick out what's different from other people.
Well,
you know,
yes, I can identify
so
with that.
my whole life, like, people are going, "Oh, where are you from? Well, you speak a little bit differently." So I would be going out and asking for, like, you know, the bars, the chocolate, no one bars. So the boy, the school bus going, one bar. Oh, let's get crack. So that's me, Kristen. One bar. But I always find it interesting that people from Derry or people from Fermanagh would go, "Oh, you speak a bit differently." You know, and I think, well, do you realise you're from Derry? You know, like, you don't exactly speak the same as everybody else do. Like,
No, exactly.
you know, like, everybody speaks different, so it doesn't really annoy me. But some people try to be hateful, you know.
I never really would have. Seriously.
Oh, aye. Some people try to tease and be hateful, but then I would realise, actually, looking back, there was probably a lot happening with them people. So then I flip it round now, you know, and go, "Oh, you've really, like, you're working hard at really trying to, like, undermine me or put me down. But what's wrong with you?" You know, it's a something happened in your life where you feel like you have to be hateful to somebody else. So, like, you know, so
No.
that usually shuts them up.
No, well, I'll be honest with you. Like, I knew you very early on whenever you came over in 6th year, because I think we just sat beside each other down at the A-level centre one day.
Yeah.
And, like, someone would have probably had to explain. Like, I just take. I don't even ask questions. I mean, like, 2 years later, probably someone. Yeah, probably it was you that said, "No, do you know why I'm called Mom?"
Aye. But no, but people don't even ask that. Like, it's
just a nickname as far as I was
So
concerned.
now the people know me as Wambert, like, you know, whatever. There's no hatefulness said. But, like, you had to laugh because the people that were calling it in the first place, like, they all had nicknames too, and they probably didn't realise.
Yes.
You know, like,
Any instances?
I'm not saying I share. No, but I'm not saying names. I don't want to, like, hurt anybody's feelings. But, like, one boy was writing edgy with, you know, and all, but he'd be called the elbow driver. You know, with arm out the window.
Oh, yes.
And you know, it's certain people know who I'm on about, but only drove with one hand, the left hand, and the other hand was out the elbow the whole time. And he'd even change gear with the one hand.
Brilliant.
And smoking out the window. Smoking out the window with that hand.
Should get this boy on some days.
Well, he could tell a tale too, so he could. But he's the elbow
Definite
driver.
culture, like.
Absolute culture.
Definite culture.
Yeah. He drive a lot of machinery and all.
Forklift driver.
Forklift
There's
driver.
it, aye. The forklifts, they have that wee thing in the steering wheel as well that turns.
Wee boy in the steering wheel. Aye.
Mighty.
That was built for him.
Cars should have one of them too.
Well, you do get cars for that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I need to get one.
But I think there's a...
And then Teslas.
an influx of one-armed drivers like him. And that's why they came about.
Fantastic, eh?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Nothing but admiration there, to be
No,
honest.
but then, so Liam wasn't really... Liam was going more on about the fact, especially in the country, you've got, like, groups of families with nicknames, you know. So in Liam's class, there was Bill.
Yes.
None of his brothers or sister, maybe even, were actually called by their real name. You know, so there's Bill, there was Charlie, who wasn't Charlie.
It wasn't Charlie.
There was Gorbachev. And I'm not going to say who was who, you just have to work it out for yourselves. I can't remember the rest, but that's okay.
It was off the time.
It was off
if
the
you're
time.
calling garbage up, it was
That's
off the time.
That's right.
Funny, do you know what? Will you hear this? There was a picture came up the other day. The club at the minute, he's going through the football phase, you know. So basically, any footballer the last 70, 80 years, you know, he's seen on YouTube all these FIFA videos like Pele and Maradona, but you know, all the recent ones. And he's seen a picture of, is Winston Churchill in any of the coins? I'm trying to think where he's seen this. It was either on TV or something, but he's seen a picture of Winston Churchill and he goes, Dad, is that Wayne Rooney? I was going, poor out again, really. Like, this was Churchill in about 70, so it was like...
There's a wee similarity there.
Aye. But I digress. What you're on about? You're on with Gorbachev.
And he was called that because, now keep in mind, it's the dad that's naming all these children these nicknames.
Right.
So this particular son had a birthmark. So I don't know, you can tell by the era that he was naming these kids too. Okay.
But just to be clear, it was the father that named the son that.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
But Liam was on about too the fact that you had groups of families who had family nicknames kind of thing. So, and people in the community had known as particular names that weren't the names, but were a way of identifying who they were, the families. So you had like Patsy, Johnny, Pat. You had Jan Anthony's. You had Mary Kate. You had, and it wasn't. So the first name would be their name, but the names coming after that would be the names. And I asked my brother about this. He does this. He's like knows all about this here, you know, and he translates English to Irish and all this, and knows about those kind of heritage things. No, I asked him a simple question where this comes from, and he must have texted me back, like almost like a 500 words essay on the whole thing. But it's really just it's exactly that, just a quick way of identifying groups of families or groups of peoples from families within communities, because you have similar names between people.
I know mums from Carrickmore there would have been the John Patts, and there would have been, you know, different names like that there.
That's right. So say you were Sean McGrath, but there was another Sean McGrath, like your cousin from somewhere.
Yes.
So you'd go Sean, whoever your dad was, whoever your granddad was.
Mum's got cousins that are called the Sean Shans.
Aye. So in Greencastle was Shans too,
because there would have been like a Sean, whatever the sort of name would have been. There might have been 10 Seans, all related to other.
So we were thinking about starting a petition to bring that back.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because it's kind of dying out. You don't hear about it as much, or maybe because I'm not living in the country, I don't hear about it as much either.
But I don't know if you'd have to bring that back, because there's a wide array of names that children are called. You know, you'd be able to. Well, I mean, you know, there's Rihanna's and
I was wondering now you're going to go down to
Shakira's and you know, I mean, like there's all these here names coming in now. I don't think, you know, that's the Shakira's from up by Ahannagragan.
Aye, there's too many different names floating about.
There is, it's very Americanized, like.
Aye.
You know, I think the way it's going now is that, you know, in fairness, in Carrickmore, like, it would have been very much, you know, there's the John Patts. I mean, like, you know, probably in 1500 years time, maybe you'd be chatting about, there's the Taylor Swifts from up by the Ahannagragan Crossroads.
Which Taylor Swift is that?
Oh, that's the Taylor Swifts there that were, you know, their dad used to be a milkman there.
Oh, aye.
You know,
that's right.
You know, but no, I think that's a pity that died out. Like, but you wouldn't have that about the town. You know, it would have been more.
No, I never heard about that. I never heard about the town. Like, but you had family names too. Like you had, what would be the family names like? Oh, so we had a neighbour. Oh, there was a fella called Stiller, but that's because he had a history of distilling alcohol.
Right.
All right. The Clocks, because there's a couple of theories about that, but apparently it's because the father was a fixed clocks. You know.
Yeah.
Who else would it have been? The Kitters, because apparently. No, if I'm insulting anybody, I apologise, but apparently because they were left-handed.
Right.
They're called the Kitters. It's some kind of term for saying that they were awkward. That's the only out there.
Like, is there any families that are called the Fluffers or
the Bluffers?
The Fluffers. Or anything like that, you know?
No, maybe there should be.
The Blue Pillars or something like that. Like, you know, what was their line of work?
I'll have to think about that one.
It's interesting stuff. Liam I suppose he's our Australian correspondent. So thanks very much for the question, Liam. Was there any more correspondence this week?
There is this Godfrey from Hampshire.
Godfrey from Hampshire, yeah.
Right.
Godfrey is saying, he says, I can barely understand what you're saying. Okay.
Thanks, Godfrey.
Well, he says, I can barely understand what you're saying. Strangely still enjoying listening. Okay. What I'd say to Godfrey is, how does he think people from Singapore... We've got an audience now from Singapore and Malaysia.
Yes. Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur,
aye.
I don't really
I was thinking that was like beside Crossman Lane or something, but then the flag came up on the Spotify.
Right, okay.
I was going, sweet Jesus, hey. Who the folks listen to that over there? Like?
I've seen that
People
there.
a little debate and they listen to us here.
Godfrey is asking about the I'm a Celebrity. Which creatures would fill us with dread? And so which creatures would fill us with dread?
I suppose, regrettably, we're still the official podcast partner of the I'm a Celebrity.
I agree, regrettably.
Regrettably, I don't think we ever should have signed that contract. To be honest.
I've lost interest in the
yeah.
show.
I watched, I'd say, a combined 15 minutes this week.
There was one fella in that damn Celebrity, and he's described as a personality. I can't remember, it's a DJ or something. I can't remember who the flip he is. But then I was watching him, and then I was thinking, does personality mean that you just a bit hyper and you jump about? That's all it seems to do. Like,
I don't know. I just despair that this is what's getting on TV these days. But so, what was Godfrey saying?
Godfrey asking what creature would fill you with dread if you're on Celebrity. Keeping in mind there's people like Nigel Farage on the show.
Well, you see, I seen them. There was a lot of trials a lot of years ago where these kind of baby crocodiles, and like that would scare me. I'm sure they put rubber in the teeth or something to make sure that they can't bite you.
I don't think I would have a problem. The only thing would be rats. Rats would be the only thing. Aye, they would just fill me with dread and freak me out. I would see bugs, not a problem. Spiders, not a problem.
But if they're fucking, a senior man was it one of the other weeks, there's bugs got down the old boxers, and that would scare me, to be fair.
Well, it depends what kind of bugs. I suppose you wouldn't want no irreversible damage done right at you.
But you don't know where them bugs have been.
Oh well, that's true too.
That's the thing. But no, it would be the crocodiles would have scared me. But then I thought on it then, and do you remember the crocodile hunter?
Yeah.
No, he could.
Owen. Is it
Owen?
Call him? Someone, not Clive. No, Clive.
No. I can't mind his name. The crocodile hunter. Anyway, do you remember he died?
Australian boy.
Aye, but he was killed by a stingray.
He was.
And Norm Macdonald said that the crocodiles should be very disappointed in themselves. The fact that a stingray got him in the finish up. Some crocodile hunter that a fucking stingray got him in the finish up.
Because he's around crocodiles every day.
Steve Irwin or
Steve Irwin or Steve Owen. Steve Irwin.
I don't know I don't know who he is anyway. But I think a stingray in a tank would be the one for me. If I can take the crocodile hunter out, that would be the one for me.
No, I don't think even see the Eden trials.
Oh no, that would kill me.
I don't think I would have a problem with that. It's like it's all edible food. It's just stinking or whatever.
I know what is wrong with it. Jesus Christ! Like some of this, you see now blended stuff that they have to eat, and that's just fish guts and all the stuff that we throw out that do well. No.
Well, how desperate do you have to be on the show in the first place?
Well, you're going on knowing that you're going to have to do that. You must be desperate.
You think the first thing you do is make sure you don't tell people what you're scared of on the show.
Yeah, because they're just gonna fill the task with. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Godfrey.
Hey, Godfrey, thanks very much. Hopefully that's the last we'll ever hear if I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here.
I don't want to hear no more with I'm a Celebrity. Okay. So Lone Star Bar 1.
What?
That's right there. Lone Star Bar 1. Okay. So are the Christmas decorations up yet?
Oh no, that's a decent question.
Aye. Christmas decoration. We've put the tree up today, and it can be a bit of a test. I can test a marriage. I mind. We were so we've got a caravan. We're in the caravan park, and you get these caravans now where there's remote control. They can put the caravan back and forth. Hits it on and hits it off.
Right.
And inflatable
awnings on the side instead of having to hook up the awnings.
Yes, yes.
So this one rocked up with an inflatable awning and this road control, and then the neighbour beside us in the caravan goes, "Actually, what's the point in that? That never test a marriage." I can see his point.
What, I mean, look, they're going holiday hoping to test the marriage or what? Or is he looking at me out this way, is he?
Aye, well, I suppose you learn what things you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate.
Yeah, I suppose. No, the tree's definitely one of them. But I know we got ours up yesterday. Basically, my job is going up to the attic, bringing it down, and then just putting it up, and then Tracy bothers on the decorations.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I can't decorate for
And
a start.
has it ever happened where they've asked you to do the lights, for example, and you've done them, and then they've just said you've made a hash of it?
Well, you see, I'm a bit like that caravan owner. The lights are already on it. There's like pine cones and lights already on this thing.
Already on?
You just link up the wee.
Oh, okay.
Just link up the wee lead. So no, it's great. So I just put it up.
Oh, no, green tree.
Green tree with glitter.
None of this white
fuck,
tree.
the house is covered in fucking glitter.
Glitter, right?
I went up to the remote, up to the switching on of the lights, and I was covered head to toe with glitter.
I stayed with somebody with a natural tree, a real tree, right?
Right.
And
Pine. Wee pine needles all over the shop.
Have you ever been in a house with a real Christmas tree, a pine Christmas tree?
Yes. We used to have one.
Did you?
Oh, whenever I was a youngster.
Was there ever a smell of pee from it after a couple of weeks?
No.
Never a smell.
Not that I recall, but then we always kept our tree in the bathroom, so. So obviously it's going to be a smell of pee. Right? I've overshared there.
You've overshared. Oh, fuck's sake.
So why is there a smell of pee?
Well, you tell me. After a couple of weeks, the tree smelt of pee.
Is it to do with deers pissing on it or something?
No. It would start, so, and then it was a couple of years this happened.
Right.
So you'd start off at the beginning of Christmas, new tree, and that's the other thing about it too, natural tree, you have to chuck it out at the end of Christmas.
Yeah.
Aye, I don't like that.
Where did this fired? Or legally you can't say.
Legally can't say. I can't remember.
No fly tipping.
No. No.
Oh God, that's another thing. I must fly tippers.
Really?
Well, not really. But you used to always see this. There used to be boys around our part of the world would have done it for the complete badness. Like, there'd be a sign up, no fly tipping, and then all of a sudden you'd see some busted sofa just lying there the next day, just to absolutely,
Just out of contrariness, just putting the sofa.
Basically, you're not telling me what to do, but
you're best not to put up the sign, and then nobody.
Yeah, I think if nobody put up a sign, no fly tipping, there wouldn't have been a sofa lying there.
No.
No cautions or nothing with it. Like.
But I'm just saying, I think fake trees the way forward, because then you don't end up smelling of piss.
But it always smelled like, the magic trees that are in a car. Well, I mean, like, I'm probably going back to the 80s with these things. Probably nobody's going to have them in their merc nowadays, I'm sure. But the green magic trees was exactly what the pine tree smelled like. I thought, to be honest,
No, I thought those smelled absolute crap.
Right, fair enough.
And then I mind going into a house with a friend one time, and their mother was putting up. Do you remember the early Christmas decorations you put up on the roof? No, the tinsel, the foil.
Like this is 1980s.
80s style, and there was the Star of David, or something go in the middle of it.
And it used to be a red line, and then there'd be a yellow line crossing it.
That's right, yeah. And they would often match the old 80s kind of carpet.
Yes.
Remember the kind of that kind of shape of carpet you used to get with the reddish kind of carpet on the floor, right? So we walked in, and she says to the ma, "Don't get rid of that there." She was cringed with the whole thing. This is only a couple of years back. Get rid of that there. So she had brought out the 80s decorations from the 80s. Obviously kept the box, and was putting it up in the room on the roof.
With blue tack.
With blue tack, or there's a pin. So she's thinking, but then I was saying to her, well, if you went so retro that it was stylish or good.
See, I'm not against that.
You know, so retro, so you do that on the roof. You get the old kind of tinsel around the Christmas tree.
The big fluffy stuff.
The big fluffy stuff.
Aye.
The big baubles, you know, the old kind of lights that you'd get. Okay?
Yeah.
And then take it a step further, get the 80s carpet. Like a style of 80s carpet and put it over the old carpet. Get in an old range of sofa. You know, the fabric sofa.
So basically, you're just going to redecorate a whole room
just for Christmas. So that's extra nostalgia, you know.
But nostalgia is not just for Christmas.
Get on.
It's for life.
But get on the Hanna-Barbera Christmas specials.
Well, I was thinking more Shakin' Stevens.
And Shakin' Stevens, I talk about the pops from the 80s.
I like it. I like it. I'm not against it.
I think it'd be the perfect Christmas.
It probably would. I mean, like, I put it. Look, we're 80s kids.
And the kids would love it because then you'd have on the 80s movies that were a bit more risque than the modern kids' movies. Yes. You know, have you ever seen The Goonies? The kid starts off with a man pretending to have hung himself in a prison cell. Yeah.
I know. It's a different time, Mama. A different time. You know, but I hope that answers your question. What is he called again? Lone Star, is it?
Lone Star Bar One.
Lone Star Bar One. Lone Star were a band, weren't they?
Were they a band? I thought Lone Star was like a cartoon in the 80s where there's like space cowboy.
Could be, I don't know.
That's what it brought to my mind when I said Lone Star.
Is it Lone Star sung that song, you know, Baby I'm Amazed by You, is it?
Oh God.
Baby I'm amazed by you.
Was that the ones on Going Live where somebody rang up and told them to F off?
Oh, what was that?
We're getting really down. We're going down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah. Oh, only that there's
only
there's a strictly no Google.
Yes.
No Google thing in this podcast. We'll check that up.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about that next week.
It was with Philip Schofield.
Was Gordon the Gopher on? Was he?
It was while Philip Schofield was still dyeing the hair.
Yes.
And hadn't had this recent scandals.
Very good. Very good.
Gordon the Gopher would have been floating about.
Who was the woman that was
Simon and Thingy and Simon. It was Peter Trevor and Simon.
Yeah.
Was on it. Aye.
Yeah.
And Sarah Green.
Yes. Hey, it was a dream team, that.
Aye.
Saturday mornings were good. Well, any further correspondence?
Let me see. For correspondence. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think there's any other. No further correspondence, Sean.
That's good.
Not that I see, anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do now. We'll play a song in the loving memory of one of our shared idols, and we'll have a wee discussion about him after the song. So, and I suppose this was always our Paddy's Day song. So it was. We always listen Paddy's Day.
Yes.
So
okay.
rest in peace, Shane Macgowan. Aye, hey, there's many's the Paddy's Day and Renshaw's and thereafter. I think that might have been the first Irish rap song. The rate he spits out the lyrics in that.
McGowan, he was a punk really in the day, wasn't he? Like, you know, I think he was a punk, and then Pope's just like an Irish punk kind of band. No, and then I remember my youngest sister. She kind of nicked his Rum Sodomy in the Lash.
Oh, amazing!
Loved that then, but she would have been about. Too young to be listening to some of them songs.
Exactly. Some of the themes.
Yeah, some of the themes. No, like the Old Man Drag. You know, it's about a man going down, become a hooker, and the whole, and all that kind of crap.
But I mean, like obviously, like that the words in that song are just phenomenal.
But even some of the songs that sound more jolly and stuff, like more dark. I'm a man you don't meet every day.
Yeah.
You know, you're Jack Stewart. Like if you actually listen to the song, he's like an army man. Brought over to give the locals the shilling so they'd join the army kind of thing. And then what was it? The dog he took out to shoot in Kildare, you know, just like an Irish man he took out to shoot. That's what that's about and all, like, you know.
Aye, it was like I think it was later as well, was probably my it's hard to pin down a favourite song. Like this is this funny thing about Fairy Tale in New York's all around at the moment. Hopefully gonna be Christmas #1 as well. But to be honest with you, I think it's probably because it's overplayed. It wouldn't even be in my top 10 Pogue songs, to be
Do you know,
honest.
it's overplayed, but you always, every time you hear it, you kind of like, you still like hearing
It's,
it. Like,
it's,
you know,
it'll, no Christmas song will ever surpass it.
Aye.
But you know, for something, to speak that highly of something and that not to be in your top 10 Pogue songs says something about
well,
it.
that's true too.
You know, because I mean, like my favourite would probably be Misty Morning, Albert Bridge. And it's sort of, the first verse is the dream scene.
Yeah.
And then like the words in it, like it's basically, you can see the picture from the words. You can actually see, you know, the picture, you know, hold a match to your cigarette, watch the smoke curl in the mist. And I mean, like, and then bang, it goes, the dream's over and he wakes up. And it's just absolute hell that he's in, you know.
That's right.
It's just, I don't know, I find a while longing in a lot of his songs, you know.
Aye, and like longing and hurt and kind of like a life lived or something, like, you know, Rainy Night in Soho was kind of
Yes.
something like
But
that.
it's kind of like, what I loved about his songwriting was the throwaway lines in it, you know. Like he was on about, you know, in A Pair of Brown Eyes, like basically the song's obviously about the fella coming back from war and
That's right.
and you know, the girl's not there anymore. But like just whenever he's in the bar while Ray and Philomena,
Yeah.
you know, and the, you know, while Ray and Philomena sang
About a thing called love.
about a thing, or no, Johnny sang about
Johnny
a thing
sang
called
about
love.
love.
You know, I mean, like it's these we throw away, you know, sentences.
What's the one? Jimmy played harmonica in the pub where I was born. Soothe the soul of psych.
He played it from the 19th.
Played it from the 19th to soothe the soul of psychos and the men that have the heart. You know.
It's just, I don't know. Sadly, oh Jesus, I don't know. I mean, like, we're looking away, he was in the way out for a number of years, but you know.
Well, people are amazed that he got the length that he did.
Yeah.
You know, they thought he was going to be away about 20 years ago.
I know. It's he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it. Like, you know, I was watching Danny Baker's interview with him. I think it was from the early 90s. Never Danny Baker at the chat show, and he came on steaming. But that was back in the day in chat shows whenever people did come on steaming. Like, like Oliver Reed was never sober in any chat shows.
Aye. There was kind of like an expectation to be a bit more,
Like
say, rock and roll or something out there. You know, they kind of encourage the
current
alcoholism.
like,
You know?
but you know, imagine that now. If somebody came on.
There'd be serious worries.
I mean, like, they were shitting themselves about Pete Doherty a while back. Do you remember, you know, what way he was going to be if he was ever going to be interviewed or whatever? Like, he's nothing compared to that damn boys are like.
Yeah, it'd even be on the Late Show, like, kind of out of his head and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Gable loving it.
Oh. Roll it there, Roshi.
That's right. Even Fairytale New York's got a good backstory to it too, you know, from how it was produced and all, because what do you want? Is it Cat O'Riordan or something? Or
Kate O'Riordan. She married Elvis Costello then.
Oh, that's right, aye.
Yeah, Costello, he produced Rum Sodom in the last, didn't he?
He did, I think he did.
Aye,
that's right, he did. But so apparently Shane MacGowan brought that song in for one of the backroom staff because he was going out with her at the time. She wasn't even a singer or something. Oh, maybe she sang a bit, but then they said, no, I can't have that song. So then Kate O'Riordan tried a hand on it, but then it was what do you call it then? That, her name's going out of my head now.
Kirsty McCall.
Yeah, Kirsty McCall now. So yeah, I was singing, but then if it had been Kate O'Riordan or the backroom staff first in the song, it'd been completely different song.
I know. Funny, that kind of reminds me of, I suppose we talked about him before, Paul Heaton from Beautiful South.
Yes.
Did you ever hear the way that he got Jackie Abbott into the band?
No.
He was in Night Out and he was outside the kebab shop, and I think like Jackie Abbott's from St Helens, I think so she is, and her and her mate just started singing outside the kebab shop, and Paul Heaton goes, holy fuck, what a voice, what a voice. So we invited her back to the house party. And they just sat singing songs, so he just took her to the Beautiful South. Then, you know, they were looking to sing her, like, so.
Right.
And then I think it was the first song she sang on, was it Rotterdam, was it?
This could be Rotterdam or anyway.
I don't know, I'm not sure now. Again, no Google to have turned up, but But it's amazing the way they pull these ones in. Like. But hey, what I'm on.
Yeah.
But we sadly must. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. I was up in Derry during the week there.
Yeah.
Aye. Where are we sat? Hey?
Aye.
Where are we sat? I mean, come here. Newsflash, like. Crazy maybe, but no, come here.
Fun wee city.
Fun wee city. Aye, good feeding. Badgers ticked all the boxes.
Yeah.
All the rest of it. But hey, wee story to tell you about the toileting experience up there.
Okay.
So, anyone with a queasy stomach probably switch off now.
Alright.
I swear to God, hey, I never seen the likes of my life, you know. Right, went in anyway, into foil side, into the toilets upstairs, and do you know what? Hey, cleanliness, 9 out of 10. Yeah, pretty good. So I just goes right. So the trouble was, like, I hadn't planned my day out right, so I had to go in for the long sit.
Right.
So that was grand anyway. So I went in anyway, and there was 2 cubicles free. So I goes right, we'll go for trap 2 here, and then trap 2, and I was in no more than I'd say about 20 seconds, and all of a sudden this boy came in beside me, and he was just
In the cubicle beside.
in the cubicle beside. Sorry, I should
Just for clarity.
thank you for noting that one, but for the minutes of the meeting there. But so anyway, he just starts taking a piss anyway, you know, and all of a sudden, like, do you know the way it's hard to explain, but he wasn't hitting the
You could tell from the
yeah.
the tune,
Yeah,
Yeah.
aye, the song that was being played.
from the percussion.
Yeah, so I was going, shit, right? And then all of a sudden, fucking, there's grout between the tiles, you know?
Oh god.
And the river started. And I was going, sweet fuck, what's going on? But thankfully it was away from, you know,
I was going to say, was it like some
it
kind
was
of
away
Bond
from me.
scenario?
And thank
Where it was
God,
good-
you know, obviously the flow, or the way this toilet was screeded or whatever, you know, it was flowing towards the wall. So happy days, it was going right. That there's all right anyway. So he moved on anyway, and I was going absolutely fantastic. You know, that there's great. So the next boy came in anyway, and again going for a piss, and I swear to God, you would not believe it. Like,
Same scenario.
no, it was actually, well, I don't know if this is worse or not, but literally for half of the duration of the piss, he farted for half of the duration of the piss, like, and I was going, that man should be sitting down, like, you know, like, so
There's a danger
I was
element.
going, what is going on here? So he left anyway, and I was going, what is coming next?
Do you think
And
that they meet each other on the way out going, you're torn?
I mean, they seen me, and there's some sort of Beatles about thing going on. So anyway, I goes, what mother Jesus? So I goes, right, I need to get out of here. Like. So anyway, the next thing, another boy comes in, and he comes in and he closes the door, and this is what he done. He clapped his hands. He goes, yes. And I swear to God, I was
You're not hanging about there.
I was out of there, hey, before the belt buckle could hit the floor. I was away because I knew this boy had a serious job on his hands. So come here. I was up and out of there, but do you know, that's grand. Oh, fuck me. I was going, right, come here, what is going on? But do you know the one thing I noticed? I was walking back out of the toilets, and it is a very wide hall. If you know the toilets in Foyle Side, it's a very wide hall to get back out. And the foot traffic is absolutely unbelievable. But see people, notice this the next time you're coming out of the toilet, the gloominess of the faces and people walking into, you know, public toilets is absolutely remarkable. There was nobody smiling. There, you know, it was a very, very gloomy hall, that. And probably if that's the kind of clientele that'd be in the toilets, like I was thinking, right, well, that's probably why.
Aye.
It was absolutely remarkable.
They're trying to psych themselves up for another event that you've just experienced there.
Yeah. So I might plan my day out a wee bit better the next time I'm going to Derry, but I don't know. But in fairness, like another thing, I was coming home in the car and I was thinking, me and you probably had, well, you know all about this. We would have spent a fair bit of time in oxygen and whatnot even before that.
The trough.
sweet God, like that was probably one of the worst experiences ever.
There was cubicles right enough, but the first year was the trough.
The trough,
The
aye.
trough, aye.
That was ridiculous. And the smell of it,
smell.
especially come Sunday night.
Yeah,
Rotten.
yeah.
But I mean, it brought back a story about oxygen, and we were waiting for the bus to come on a Monday morning, and it was really a long weekend at that there point, you know.
You'd go down the Friday, wouldn't you?
Used to go down the Friday early enough.
Early enough on the Friday.
Aye. And then
a few wee tinnies.
a
on the
few
way
wee
down.
tinnies, aye.
A few wee tinnies that night. A few wee tinnies that morning. The next morning. Throughout the weekend.
But a tent jumping.
But a tent jumping. Clothes optional.
But oh Jesus, I don't know. But come here, the worst thing I ever seen in oxygen was, I think it was 04 or 05, and it was the Monday morning 8 a.m. We were waiting for the bus anyway, and there was this. We were doing this, laughing at this cubicle, and basically, did you ever see Still Game?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Do you know Big Ennis?
Uh-huh.
Remember he had a shade that came out over the top of the out over the top of the boat.
Yeah.
Well, basically that's what this, you know, kind of portaloo was like, except it was all around the floor and all around everywhere. And it was like coming out of the door and everything. Like, and we were sort of killing ourselves laughing at this from a distance. But all I
At what stage did somebody say, "No, that's enough"? I'm not answer that.
well, that's what I'm coming to.
Okay.
There was this boy, and he was. I'd never seen anybody as worse for wearing my whole life, and he was staggering about the place
No.
with a Donegal top on him.
Oh well, don't feel
And
so bad.
we were going, he's not going to do it, because there was a line like of maybe 7 cubicles, you know. Well, what do you think? He went for the first one, because the door was open, you know. Straight in, locked the door. I was going, oh, fuck. What other Jesus is going on? So anyway, we were going, like, the bus, he was in for about half an hour, and the bus came, and he still hadn't come back out again, and we were sitting there, and it got funnier as the minutes went on.
You know, auction was a lot of fun. There's a fella who went to auction on the Friday, right? We lost sight of him. Okay?
Yes.
Didn't know where he was the whole weekend.
Oh yes, I know.
Showed up, I'm not going to say who now, but showed up on the Sunday
Yes.
with like 15 minutes to go to get the bus.
Yes.
Where the fuck were you? Oh, I don't know, haven't a clue. And there was the mystery of he was only wearing one shoe.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but do you know what? You're missing the best part of that story.
What's that?
He fucking... It's not here he ended up staying with. Now, there was nothing went on or nothing, but who took him in? Gemma Atkinson. She was in Hollyoaks at the time, wasn't she?
I never knew that.
That's with Gemma Atkinson and her friends, aye. So I was going, do you know what? In fairness, like, he probably had a better weekend than the rest of us.
I never knew that.
Aye, but aye, same clothes and one shoe.
Same clothes and one shoe.
Yeah.
I had no clue what the fuck he was doing all weekend.
Do you know, there's probably an episode in Oxygen, so like, witness, like, you know, but great fucking times, like. But yeah, so come here, listen, I'm not gonna chat anymore in toilets, so.
That's enough shit talk. So, you know, living in town, alright? Mm-hmm. But then you go home to the country.
Yes.
And you don't appreciate what you had until you don't have it anymore. You know, so you go back home and then you start eating the food that you had when you were younger,
Yes.
or, you know, when you were living in the country all the time. So, like, in the town, it's easy to go get a wee, you know, madras, or a wee, you know, korma,
Yes.
or a bit of pizza, or whatever, you know. But then you go home and what do you think you get? Like culture fee townie, food-wise.
Food. It'll be a good debate.
It'll be a good debate.
It'll be a good debate. What do you think would be the quintessential Culchie food?
Quintessential. So, straight away, soda bread.
Yes.
Soda bread. Not only soda bread, it's got that warmness to it.
It's just out of the oven.
Yeah, and then you cut it and you lather the butter on it. Thick lump of butter.
And
Has to be like the proper butter.
proper body.
Yeah.
And a cup of tea. That. Or you've got your banbrack.
Yeah.
Right? Fruity tea loaf kind of thing.
Oh,
Right.
that's definitely Culchie, yeah.
So
yeah.
that's if you call round and cup of tea scenario, you know where the kettle is. Get your
Yes.
own. Get a lump of that. Dinner. Now here's dinner.
Yes.
At what you think's dinner time, or dinner at 1 o'clock, or dinner at supper time.
What's the Culchie time for the dinner?
But well,
I think
depending, but
be 1 o'clock, I'd say.
1 o'clock.
Aye, 1 o'clock.
Because you've had a day's work done already. By the
Yes,
time 1 o'clock.
be
comes
starting.
round. Aye.
And I think quintessential Culchie dinner is bacon, cabbage and spuds.
Yes. Well,
Or
what I would.
gammon.
Aye, but Culchie dinner isn't dinner unless it involves some version of sports,
Aye.
potatoes.
But I think anything involving a spud is Culchie.
Aye,
Like, what do you have? Culcannon?
Colcannon.
Culcannon's
So that Colcannon is
spring onion,
mash,
isn't it?
spring onion for flavour, mash and
Butter as well.
butter. Yeah.
Something else
Is
is-
cabbage mixed in too?
It's a bit of bacon too. I know I had it over in Liverpool. Now I don't know if it was the.
Could have bacon.
That might have been
could have-
tiny. That might have been tiny. Culcannon.
Well, maybe you could have a bit of bacon.
I don't know.
I think there can be variations on it. You know,
Aye.
so we used to have what's called the dog's dinner. We called it.
Right.
So you'd have there'd be leftovers from the day before, but yeah, it's basically the same as Colcannon, but then you'd fry it all up. And add an egg into it.
If you had an egg and anything, it's Culchie.
Exactly, the yolk of the
Yes.
egg. Aye. It just makes it that bit more delicious.
Oh, what? Hey, what? Come here. I suppose with spuds. I think the most Culchie thing with spuds, and spuds are Culchie as it is. It doesn't matter what it's with or however way you dress it up. I think it's Culchie, but I think porty pudding
Pretty pudding.
is the most Culchiest way to do spuds.
Have you ever heard of box day?
Yes,
No, it might be more of a Fermanagh thing than Tyrone
it
thing.
is. Yes, it
Yes,
is.
the box day's definitely a culture thing. I think.
Even the name of it's Culchie.
Yeah, so it's like.
It sounds like a family from Lough Crowley or something. The Boxties.
The box days.
The Boxties.
Known potato.
The Boxties from the Broad Hill there.
Box day is like you couldn't get more potato in one. It's like mashed potato or potato from the day before or something with uncooked potato grated over
I
it.
think that might even be more Culchie than porty pudding.
And then you mix in like salt and whatever with it, and then you leave it, I think, and then you slice it to fry like a potato pancake, something like that.
Right, so it's sort of. This could be a good debate. We might have to throw this out here
I think throw it out there.
for a bit of correspondence maybe next week. I think.
So in other words, what else? What foods would you consider culture?
Aye. Like I would say rainbow trout is Culchie.
Rainbow trout's culture. Oh, like
Or brown trout.
or
But you know,
smoked salmon?
I'd consider salmon. Smoked salmon would be tiny.
Okay.
I think, and the likes of sea bass would be
Well,
tiny.
hold on, with this another point now. Smoked salmon might be more Killyclogher. With halfway culture.
Yeah, yeah.
That might be a almost culture. If you tried smoked salmon, almost tiny.
Yeah, Killyclogher is on the edge of being tiny, but
It's on the
Culchie.
edge.
It depends what part of Killyclogher you're
Depends
from.
what part, because there's more parts where they've got a bit more wee bit of land around them.
Aye,
You know,
aye.
and they meet up in groups going, oh, have you ever tried those chicken madrasas? Oh, they're lovely.
Yeah. But I think, you know, in a way, whenever we went, like, I would have always ate Culchie, but whenever we went up to Belfast, the taste would have expanded.
Aye.
And
Well,
I
it's
think,
pot noodles.
well, yeah, pot noodles are tiny or Culchie.
Oh, tiny. Oh, absolute tiny.
No, it depends what flavour.
Oh, no.
Like chicken
got
mushrooms bound to be Culchie. Like.
if I got a pot noodle in my house,
Beef and tomatoes, Culchie, Mama. Come on now. Beef and tomatoes and Culchie pot noodle.
if I took a pot noodle into my house, it'll be thrown out.
Sweet and sour would be tiny, and
Oh,
the likes of the Bombay Bad Boy would definitely be tiny.
Aye.
And
But like a culture would go and get that as a treat. You know, I suppose they would everybody do.
No,
get a
come here.
treat,
Like the way I would eat a pot noodle is very culty. Like I would go in and butter about 4 rounds of bread
yes,
and dip it into it.
that is,
You know.
right enough.
So I think, you know, there's definitely maybe do you know what? Maybe the pot noodle is the Kelly Claher food.
There you have it. Yeah,
You know.
that is. Yeah, it's the halfway.
Aye.
Because like you says, you have to get the bread buttered.
Yeah.
thick
The
enough.
goujon would be another one I think that would be a Kelly Claher food.
A chicken Maryland.
Oh, chicken Maryland.
Chicken
yeah.
Maryland would be a Kelly Claher one.
Yeah. Is that where you put the pineapple on top of it? I think it is. Is
Oh,
it
it is.
bread
It is.
chicken? Isn't
Chicken
it?
Maryland or chicken Kiev.
Chicken Kiev.
Yeah.
I suppose it depends how long the food's been about. To you know, remember at the start, like the chicken Kiev was the cutting edge of cuisine.
That is it. Yeah, yeah.
You know, but
You'd go out
nowadays,
to a restaurant and say, "Did you have the chicken Kiev or did you have the chicken Maryland?"
aye,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you'd be able to tell where someone's from.
That's
You know,
right.
but aye, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting
So
one.
what's Tony?
Anything with rice.
Anything with rice.
Yeah,
Aye. So in other words, if you were a culture and you had rice and whatever,
yeah.
it wouldn't be considered culture until you added a potato.
I think you have to have spuds
Aye.
with it to be, and even at that at times, what do you call them? What do you call that spuds that you get that they're cut into wee thin slices and there's like a cream sauce
Gratin.
through them and all? Is that there?
Gratin,
What it is like?
gratin.
They're tiny.
Aye.
You know, they're
They
tiny.
are.
I'll tell you. Do you know what? We're chatting about spuds. I'll tell you. I think it's I'd say about 30 years ago it would have been tiny, but now I think it's culty is the bird's eye potato waffle.
Good call.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You know, and the fact now you can put them in a toaster leaves it even more culty.
Yes.
You know, food on the go because you're way out back out to the farm again. Like.
Bird's eye potato waffle is now the culture child food, toddler food.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Toaster, bang, lump of butter, give it to the child.
I know. And like you know, their first cousin, the smiley faces. I don't see them anymore at all. Like,
Don't see them about at all.
No.
A couple of years ago you'd seen them, but don't see them at all now.
more's the pity. Hey, more's the pity. But I think, do you know what? I think we'll have to delve deeper in this next time. We haven't really thought this through.
Yeah,
to
I'll
be
do a bit
perfectly
of
honest. So,
Field research.
field research, yeah, it'd be a good case study for the week. This, so we'll put it this way: if Godfrey or Lone Star or Under Bar 7 or whatever he's called, want to get in
Lone
touch?
Star Bar 1.
Lone Star Bar 1, right? Aye, and any for. Bobsy's bound to have an opinion in that.
Babsy's your man. Babsy would know.
We'll get on to Bobsy here, so hey, I'd say Bobsy will maybe give us a list of foods there that'll meet the criteria definitely on the culture side. Like,
Aye.
you know.
Right, we'll give Babsy a wee shout.
Right, we'll leave it at that then, hey.
Good enough.
Bye. Bye.